Welcome back to The Smile Effect. Today we are diving into something that many people experience but don't recognize: stress, sleep, and what we're calling the Gen Z Burnout Loop. But first, as always, Michael, what made you smile this week?
This week I found out that I have to be more active on social media. So that made me smile and laugh a little bit because I haven't touched it in a long time. So that's going to be a great learning experience.
Entering your social media era, we love it.
Yep, doing that. So it's going to be a very exciting time.
That's great.
And what about you?
We are working on a lot of really exciting projects at work, so more to come on that.
Fantastic.
Well, I guess starting out this episode, what is the burnout loop? What do you think the burnout loop is? How do you think it affects people?
Yeah, the burnout loop is a really interesting, phenomenon, but it occurs in a lot of generations, but we're seeing it a lot with Gen Z. Just day-to-day sort of grind. We have an increase in stresses around there as well, so cost of living, expenses, work stresses, social media pressure as well, which is something I'm going to experience soon.
You're going to be feeling the social media stress.
But work requirements, family requirements, all those sorts of things. Everything sort of compounds, and your stress levels just sort of continue to peak throughout the day. When you go to sleep at night, that stress doesn't go away. It's still there.
Yeah.
And so overnight, your brain's going to be processing a lot of the things that happened throughout the day. You'll get grinding, clenching, those sorts of things occurring because that's your body's way of, in a way, dealing with these kind of things.
Right.
But you're not conscious about the whole thing, so it can just occur in the background. Then when you wake up the next day, the muscles are already quite tired. They've been activated all night, so it's almost like they've run a marathon. And then the next day, you're going through the same level of stress again, so you're going to put them through exactly the same thing. They're not getting a chance to rest. So you start with this burnout loop where every day it's getting worse and worse in a way. It's like falling down a never-ending set of stairs in that regard.
It's that marathon, but you can't stop. You're just going.
Yeah.
And why do we think Gen Z specifically are really struggling with this?
There's so much to take your attention now. So as we're talking about all those pressures beforehand, we see the expectation of living up to social media examples around there as well. Lots of pressure to sort of keep up with others as well. And there's less of a community, like small community focus around there as well. So you're looking very broad, looking at a whole bunch of different people. They could be living in Dubai and Monaco and all those sorts of things, and you're comparing to those, which most of the time they're going to be very unrealistic portrayals, and it's all staged. So you're going to be putting that extra stress on yourself, plus day-to-day living, requirements of the family, all that sort of stuff. So there's no stopping it in a sense. You're just sort of winding along that kind of stress bandwagon.
Yeah. It's that comparison culture. It's don't be doom scrolling, but you want to know what everyone's doing. It's that, how are we being productive? Do we have the nighttime routine? You feel bad for not having the nighttime routine, and you're just like keeping up with the Joneses. How do you do what other people are showing that they're doing?
Exactly. I mean, you've got so much pressure to do so much throughout your day, and then you get told that you've also got to have 8 hours of quality sleep each night.
My Oura ring tells me I do not. I don't. My stress peaks are like this.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're all a little bit like that.
Yeah.
My Garmin tells me that I probably shouldn't get up in the morning most of the day. So
stay in bed. You need to recover. It's telling you the signs, and we're just actively ignoring it. But we have to. We have to get up. We have to keep going. It's just figuring out how to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I guess as a result of this, people are showing stress reactive behaviours in different ways. And I guess, what do you think that looks like long term?
Long term, I think people sort of keep building on the level of stress. So your fuse gets a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
I think you're less tolerant of a lot of things. You're going to put a lot more pressure on yourself and the people around you, like your family, as well, and they'll start picking up on it too. That then feeds into their own loops around there as well. So it's not just you that's going to be affected, it's everyone else. But if we're just talking about the individual, things like cortisol levels increase. So that's your stress hormone starts going up, which affects a lot of organs in your body. Heart rate will go up, so your resting heart rate, you'll get a bit of a boost. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated all the time with this. So that sleep then becomes harder to fall asleep, and then you usually wake up with interruptions around there as well. And when you do wake up, you might be wired and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Because it's all happening for you all at the same time.
Michael, I feel like you're talking about me. You're describing me right now.
And so it's just this continual sympathetic activation. You're always wanting to like tackle something. It's the body's like flight or fight response in a way. So if you can't break away from that, you're going to be living in that kind of realm. And from a dental perspective, things like gum health is going to suffer around there. You're going to have increased risk of things like reflux around there as well, which is where the stomach acid's coming back up into your mouth, and that can cause a whole myriad of problems from dissolving the teeth or getting decay. Even things like oral cancer can occur there.
Yeah.
It's more likely to encourage bad habits as well, because you're really looking for a mechanism of just coping more than anything else. So that's where we start seeing things like vaping and smoking and maybe snacking, all that sort of stuff that might not be in your best interests, but they become more appealing around there as well. So that's what it's going to start looking like, and then it will continue along those lines of interrupted sleep, increased stress, really hard on teeth as well, your oral health, but you're going to get that deterioration in overall health around there as well.
And it's like coming back to that clenching and grinding and almost that stress built up in our jaw and in our mouth. Why do you think that occurs so much at nighttime?
It's such a muscle that gets used frequently around there and throughout the day. Like if you're in a stressful situation, or if you're trying to put effort into something as well, like you go to the gym, you're going to be clenching during that lift most of the time. Or if you're going through a stressful situation at work, you might find yourself just clenching to try to deal with that. It's a way of sort of coping with that, which makes it very active. Take off the safeguards and your body just lets loose. That sort of thing. So the amount of force that you can place on during the day is a lot less than what you can place on at night, because your brain's active during the day. It knows this is a lot of pressure, back off a little bit. At night, you don't have those safeguards anymore. So when your teeth or when your jaws start really putting that pressure on, they're putting tremendous amounts of force on, to the point where you can even crack teeth that haven't got any fillings around there. So it's substantial forces that you can really ramp up, and they're muscles that get used a lot. So there's no sort of break for them as well.
And I guess that is, they're activated so often during the day. I even find myself, I'm sitting at the computer and I'm like frowning and I'm like, wait, why is my head feels so tight? Like you just need to relax. So
absolutely,
at nighttime, your body is just that times 100, I can imagine. And with that, what do you think are some helpful solutions for that grinding, that clenching, or just supporting us going into that nighttime?
One of the things that sort of occurs a lot is the recommendation to reduce stress, which is a really difficult thing to do around there. It's like, just remove that chunk from your life. If we could do that easily, we'd all do that easily. It's not going to happen that comfortably. So it's about looking at other factors that might be affecting that. So whether it's sort of scheduling around there as well, setting yourself up really well for the following day, something that you can do at night to help ease you into the next day can be really useful. Having really good bedtime routines and hygiene, like sleep hygiene, keeping away from really bright screens, going towards that last hour or so before you go to bed, trying to do something, reading something it's engaging and you're happy to do those sorts of things, but it's not sort of providing that stimulation of blue light around there, which sort of suggests daytime to your body. So letting yourself naturally wind down, cool environments, all that sort of stuff. So at night is really your body's chance to recharge the batteries, recuperate from everything, and start the next day at a lower stress level, rather than keep that stress throughout the night. And you're already burnt out once you get in the morning. Get up in the morning.
Do you have a favourite ritual or action or something that you've implemented into your routine that you feel like really helps you kind of bring the cortisol down, reset before you go to bed?
It's a great question, because there's lots of different ways to do it, but I find that reading is one thing that works really well for me. Other people will find things like meditation works very, very well for them. Anything that can bring your mind to a little bit more of a standstill and just almost forget about what's going on, what's going to happen the next day, all the pressures that you're going to face, those kind of things, just gives you a little bit of a stopgap around there to move on to nighttime. Your body's still going to be processing stuff, but give yourself a break and give yourself permission to have that break around there more than anything else. Don't feel bad about doing it. That's one of the hard things to do is sort of taking a break and not feeling guilty, very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah. And I feel like with Gen Zs especially, they're wanting to work really hard and they want to live this life that they are seeing on social media. And like you said, that not feeling guilty piece is so big because we're almost taught not to kind of have time for ourselves. And I feel like that piece is the most important bit of being actually able to reset. Because if you feel guilty, you're not going to do it and then you're going to be in this loop.
Yeah, and you get told that all the time that you've got to focus on side hustles, on grinding, all that sort of stuff, on the grind, I should say. But all of those sorts of pressures that are there that sort of say, why should I sleep now when I can go to sleep at 2 a.m. in the morning and then wake up at 4 and get to the gym and all these sorts of things, because you've got this idea that you should be living that kind of lifestyle. But it's definitely not something that is sustainable long term. And instead of improving your health, you're going to see it move in the opposite direction.
Yeah. And I think that awareness piece is so big too, like just being aware of how your body is feeling, taking that time. How do I feel this morning now that I've woken up? How do I feel before I go to bed? Do you think the technology we have, like Garmin's, like Oura Rings, Apple Watches, do you think they're good in that awareness piece of being able to show people, hey, this is how you're sleeping, or this is how your body's feeling right now?
Yeah, it's a great question as well, because those sorts of things have advanced a long way around this. And lots of wearables are really making it easier to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
They still have to be taken with a little bit of a grain of salt around there, because you can wear... I did an experiment a week ago or so where I wore an Apple Watch on one hand and then I had the Garmin on the other and went to sleep.
Yeah.
Just to test those things out. And the Apple Watch said, brilliant sleep, 87 out of 100 kind of thing. The Garmin's like 40, don't even try kind of thing. So
big difference.
Same night, either my arms are sleeping differently or or there's like a disconnect between them. And so even just with that very small sample size and that experiment, it shows that the same data can give you different results around there as well. So your wearable is really useful to get an overall kind of view of things. I think it's probably even more important just to check in with yourself and see how you're feeling. Because the wearable shouldn't be able to tell you how you're feeling.
Yeah.
It should give you information to support what you're going to do, and like, am I feeling up to doing these sorts of things or that sort of stuff? Ignore that first. Check in with yourself, see how you're feeling, then have a look at that.
Yeah. I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired today. And my rings told me, you're ready to take on a challenging day. I'm like, where do I feel? How about I meet in the middle? I'm like, I'm a little bit tired, but let's do a little bit of a challenge. Find that bridge.
Great technology, but you can't hang your hat on it.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess the important thing is burnout isn't a weakness. It's often our nervous system just not having the chance to switch off. So Gen Zs, we feel you. Everyone goes through that burnout loop. But like we've spoken about today, it's being aware, it's taking those moments for yourself and really listening to your body and listening to how you're feeling and just making sure you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, except that you shouldn't just be smashing it all the time, 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
You need to have that time just to rest, reset, calm everything down, and then you're going to be more productive the next day.
Yeah.
Don't feel like those extra hours are going to get you more. It's the rest that's going to get you more.
Yeah, I love that so much. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on today's podcast. If you've experienced a burnout loop or you know the feelings or you have any great tips or recommendations, please let us know. But we'll see you in our next episode.